I think I got the feeling early on that while there were people who spoke more eloquently than I, and there were people who were certainly smarter than I, that I could learn. Oh, I remember one day an executive from what was then the Westinghouse Broadcasting System was talking to a broadcast class. I majored in English, minored in broadcasting, and I never ever forgot how he said it. He said, there are a lot of very good people in this business you're going into, a lot of excellent people, but there's always room for someone if you're really good. And you know, it's one of those epiphanies, and I thought, that's right. All I have to do is work harder, and this will sound crazy, but it led me to think about a time in my sophomore year, junior year in high school, when I was playing for the JVs in basketball, and the coach, Luke Urban, who was kind of a wild man, he coached both the JVs and the varsity, and he called the varsity the big guys. And he came back at halftime during a JV game, and he said, he had this high voice, and he said, you know, whenever I need a basket with the big guys, I always go to Goltzy. Ron Goltz was a ball player. He was a senior at the time. And I always go to Goltz. I tell him, give the ball to Goltz. And Goltzy, he's not the tallest guy I've got. He's not the fastest guy I've got. He's not even the best shooter, but do you know what he is? And we all looked and said, you know, with our eyes, what is he? And the coach said, he's an opportunist. You know you can count on him. And I thought, well, that's what I ought to be, somebody who can be counted on. And many years later, in a bunker in Vietnam during the war, my crew and I had been out with some helicopter pilots, and at night we were sitting getting a bit drunk in a bunker with a bunch of the helicopter guys. And my camera guy, Greg Cook, I had just linked up with him, and he had been in Vietnam for a bit longer than I. And after a couple of drinks, he said, hey, you know something, Mort? I mean, you really did well today. I mean, where'd you learn how to just hang in there and you know, talk on camera without a problem and keep your mind on the story? And believe it or not, I said to him, there was a guy by the name of Luke Urban. He was my coach in high school. And he and Greg said, can you believe this? This effing guy's talking about his effing coach in high school. We're in a war zone. And I said, no. It was profound. He said that you really, in effect, he said you really had to pay attention to business. And you could be good if you paid attention to the ball, to the hoop, to the story. And it's funny how those things stay with you.